Today, I will show you the Bounty Hunter DPS build. Welcome back to another Bit Legends video. Today we are going through probably the most exciting build in the entire game. Who knew that turn-based autopilot RPGs could be so exciting? Let me show you why. So we are, of course, in the Bounty Hunter class. We're going to start off in the bottom in the hunting tree. This build is all about crit. The sweet spot on your gear, you want to get your crit to 60%, 65%. You got to get there, or otherwise you're just going to hit like a weak noodle, and the build's not going to work out for you. It'll still be viable and probably better than, whatever else you're doing. But once you get that 60% crit, it's beautiful. You can pump everything into crit damage and get some other stuff, and just, I'm telling you, you are going to love this. You're going to love your character when you do that. So, speaking of crit, let's get 5% crit starting off at weakness attack. Then you're going to get this one, SP recovered when crit triggered. This is like the key of the entire build. When you crit, you will get SP. It maxes out. So I think it's per attack. So per turn, if you're critting, what I'm trying to say is if you hit 5 times and it's 5 crits, you're not going to get 5 SP. But you're going to get so much SP that doesn't really matter. This thing's going to keep you pretty close to full. And there's one more ability. Strike. Strike means you have a chance for your damage to multiply by 3. And you can crit and strike at the same time. And someone said that if you strike, it doesn't count as the crit to get SP. I think what they were confused because that was a strike that did not crit. If your strike does crit, and you'll know because you're doing like 100,000 damage, you will get SP, and you'll see the SP indicator in the battle text on your screen. So you're getting crit, you're getting SP when you crit, you're getting strike, you're coming over here. You're going to grab, which one first? I would grab the SP cost of skills reduction. That is a refund. So it's worded a little bit weird here. It's a refund. So if you're using an ability that uses all your SP, which is 40, it's not going to cost 32. You're going to spend 40 SP and you will get 8 SP back. So there you go. That's relatively important. It would be better if it was a true cost reduction, but it's still amazing just as a refund because you're going to generate a lot more SP and you're saving it. It's all good. What else? You are going to also get each attack increases self-attack by 5% up to 30%. I don't know if this resets every single battle. I think it might, but either way, it's amazing. It's 1 point. Get it. It's good. Then over here, critical damage up to 40%. Like I said, you want to get your crit chance up to 60 or 65%. More is not going to hurt you, but 60 to 65 is that nice, beautiful, sweet spot. And then you're just going to mass crit damage, and the numbers are going to be so good. Oh my goodness, you're going to want to tell your mom. You're going to take screenshots, put it on the fridge. It's going to be amazing. Speaking of amazing, full launch. So you've got 50 points in the tree. Then you'll get this one. That'll bring you 51 total points here. SP cost is your whole bar. So like I said, even if you have the SP refund talent, you still need a full bar of SP to get this skill to happen. And then you'll get refunded almost a full pip, which is still good. Temporarily raise your SP to 80, then use random attack skills. So basically, you are just going to pop off until you run out of SP. Now, if you crit, you will recover your SP. And like I said, if you have that 60 to 65% crit, you will probably finish this skill with full SP, which means if you clear the first wave of trash in the first battle, you'll go into the next battle full SP, and you'll be able to pop this off again because you can use this every single battle. It's tons of damage. It's amazing. I think it only triggers pet proc on the first attack, but even so, this thing's amazing. You'll love it. It's probably the most fun ability to press in the game right now. So let's try to zoom out without closing the window, and let's go up. We are going to go all the way to the top. We're skipping the middle for a second. And so here, you got a choice. Hit point or damage reduction. You have to choose between one of those two before you can unlock the next tier of these talents. I say damage reduction because if you have more hit points, that means somebody has to heal you more, and it's just, that's not great. A little bit of damage reduction is not going to hurt you, 5%. No complaints there. And then you're going to move on to probably the third coolest talent in this whole build. When the battle starts, gain SP. So there's two options here. You can max this out and put 10 points in here, so you get 2 SP at the start of every battle. I actually suggest doing that one, and I'll tell you why. So you actually want to max this out. You'll get 2 SP in the start of the battle, and that means on your second turn, you will have 4 SP if you crit your first attack. That is significant because that means you can do your full launch ability on your second attack. That's great for World Boss. That's great for starting difficult raids and things like that. So that is where you want to go. Preparation, awesome. And then we're going to drop down here. So I've got a little alteration. Just kind of cut to the chase here. If you want Hawkeye Reflex, you have to take like 1 or 2 points out of preparation, which means you'll get like 1.8 SP, which is still really, really good, but it means that you're not going to get your full launch on your second attack, you'll get it on your third attack. That might not be a big deal for you. Maybe you want the chance to kind of have Hawkeye defend you a little bit. But honestly, after testing Hawkeye, it's one of those things where it's nice when it happens, but don't count on it. So I'll explain that when we get there. Let's go back to the start. So you are going to go for speed. Let's zoom out a little bit. You will go for speed because you have to get speed before you get crit. You're going to get 5% more crit, which is awesome. And then you are going to have to choose. You need 30 points in the tree before you can get to Hawkeye. So you've got to choose either sniper, which is damage when you're holding a sniper rifle, or regular rifle, or you can go into the engineering one, and that's going to give you bonus damage when you have electromagnetic or thermal energy damage. So your other option is you can grab dodge if you want, or I think you can get diversion. If you wanted a defensive one here, if you just want to be that weird guy who's doing that, I would probably go for diversion off that one, because every once in a while someone attacks your DPS character and they get deflect and they're like, wait, what? He has deflect? What the hell? That's kind of fun. But coming over here. So I think the talents that say 10% damage when you hold a specific weapon, yeah, it's a little bit of like a RPG class flavor, but I honestly think those are in there just to kind of sell talent respecs, because maybe in tier 10 the coolest weapon is a rifle, and then in tier 11 the coolest weapon is like a laser cannon, and so you're like, well, I'm not using this anymore, I'm gonna buy a respec and spend a bunch of gems. I'm not a big fan on it. Now the same thing kind of goes for the electromagnetic and thermal energy damage, because maybe this tier in tier 9 or tier 10 it's like everybody's using an electro, and then what if next tier everybody's using photon damage? Are you going to want to stress about that and changing weapons and all that kind of crap? One thing that might make the engineering knowledge more valuable to you, if you do have a good offensive pet that is electro or thermal, and you're just going to stick with that pet, you're not going to play the gotcha game and you're not going to worry about it, you already have that pet set, then this should help your pet, and that would make this a little bit more valuable. So basically do whatever you want, pick one of these, or you can be weird and get a defensive one, no big deal. If you did not max preparation, you can come down here and get Hawkeye Reflex. Honestly, I'd say screw it. The reason why I'm complaining about Hawkeye is it acts exactly as it is written. I was optimistic and hoping that it would interact more like a cheat death. That was kind of wishful thinking. I knew the chances of that were very low. But the problem with this is if you get one shot, this does nothing. If you get two shot, as in your health gets dropped to 50% and then 0%, this does nothing. You have to drop under 30%, and then it's going to deflect the next attack on you. So, I say if you're in the area, pick it up. It's 1 point, but I'm not a big fan of that one. But there's nowhere else to go. You could possibly... Yeah, max that prep. It's beautiful. You'll be amazing. And also, if you're on a raid team and the other DPS players have preparation maxed and you don't, they're going to get attacks off and you're not, and you're not going to be on the DPS chart. So get it. This is an amazing build. This is awesome. I'm very excited that the developers were able to put something together like this. That is so exciting. There's so much synergy.
It works with other classes. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is with engineer, I've been kind of bashing my brains against a laptop and hoping something intelligent comes out, as I usually do. But with engineer, it's a kind of fun concepts that don't really make a build. And the reason why is the strongest thing in the engineer build is a build that gives SP to other people on your team. But here's the thing. Nobody needs that. You don't need it. If you're a DPS character, or if you have DPS characters on your team running this build, they are full SP practically all the time. They don't need it. And if you're running the Bounty Hunter tank build, he is full SP all the time. He doesn't need it. If you're running the Kung Fu Monk build, he doesn't even need SP. He doesn't care. So you're not going to get enough value out of that. The downside of a support character is the support character has to add more damage to the team than just having a third DPS character would do, or utility or healing or whatever. And we're not seeing it. I'm seeing a lot more utility and healing off of the Kung Fu tank than I am seeing off of the Bounty Hunter. Not the Bounty Hunter, off the NG. So if I'm wrong, feel free to let me know. I think there's cool stuff there. I like the debuffs and stuff like that. But the problem is those ultimate abilities where you buff one character once per turn, on the NG, it takes your whole bar of SP. And yeah, there are SP builds, and you can put a bunch of speed on your NG and get a lot of turns in and get SP up. But it's a pain in the butt. You're going to have to do a bunch of micromanaging. You're going to have to go and click a buff and then put it on some character, and he's going to use one skill while he's buffed. And it's a waste of time. I don't know. Feel free to disagree with me in the comments or hit me up in Discord and we can argue about it. But the NG build is a cool concept, but it needs a whole lot of love for it to do anything at all. And I'd also be worried about your progress through campaigns and difficult flags and dungeons and things like that. Because if you're a tank, you're going to be so tanky, like with the Kung Fu build. Without sets and mythic items, if you get legendary chips and augments and things like that, chimps and amplifiers, you can get up to 80% damage reduction. You are going to be a freaking tank, and that doesn't include all the other bonuses of other crap that you're going to get. If you are running this build and you're just doing a ton of damage in the Bounty Hunter, you're going to kill everything before you have to worry about it. So you're going to progress through flags and through trials and through elimination mode, hell mode. There's Bounty Hunter DPSs right now killing elimination hell mode, and they're wearing epic gear just because the build is beautiful. And the other thing is, what's cool about this is this uses your weapon skills. Right now, everybody's weapon sucks. I don't know anybody I know one person with a legendary weapon right now, and nobody using mythic weapons at N tier. So as we see better weapons and cooler things come out, this is going to use those weapon skills, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to get better and better. So I'm really hopeful that the devs are going to tune up some things, maybe take a look at NG, maybe with more player feedback. We'll start to get something cool out of there. I'm optimistic. I would love to have some sort of support utility guy on my team. You got 5 slots, so tank in the front, tank in the back, 2 DPS, and a support. Sounds great to me. But is that support going to bring more value than having a third DPS, right? And am I going to have to use manual to get any value out of the engineer to use those cool debuffs and abilities? Or is the autopilot going to use it as going to be passive kind of thing? So that's enough rambling. This is an amazing build. Check out my videos to see this in action. It's only getting better, and hats off to the devs. I think this is awesome. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.